8:33, KSJE. You're listening to the Scott Michlin Morning Program. Welcome to our viewers who are watching us on Facebook and YouTube this morning. Here's a picture outside our studios here at San Juan College overnight to this morning. It's 49 degrees right now outside our studios here at San Juan College. Winds are out of the east-southeast at 4 miles per hour. And our weather forecast is calling for mostly sunny day and mild temperature today as we take a look at the sunrise in San Juan County this morning. The forecast again, mostly sunny, 80 for a high today, 83 tomorrow, and 82 on Saturday. But take a look, maybe some change in the weather coming Sunday night on into early next week. Chance of a shower or a thunderstorm Sunday night on into Monday. Chance of thunderstorms and showers on Monday, 79 for a high. Monday, 74 on Tuesday, 71 on Wednesday, with chances for rain all 3 days. We will see if that happens here in San Juan County, but I know a lot of folks are hoping that it does. And one of those folks is my guest who's here this morning. Patience Williams is here in the studio with me from the San Juan County Partnership. Good morning once again.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here, and we can use rain all the time, it seems, this year especially.
We need rain.
The gardens are looking a little wilted.
They're looking, except for ours, but
okay.
all the rest are.
That's right. Okay. Good point. And speaking of, we want to talk a little bit about the community garden and the growers market that I know you're also involved with, right?
Yes, yes.
Let's talk a little bit about that. Growers market still going strong, right?
It is. It's going very strong. Wednesdays in Aztec, Tuesdays in Farmington, and then Saturday in Farmington.
Right.
So it's going gangbusters. There's so much.
What things are coming to harvest these days?
Oh, we've got winter squash coming, which is great. I look forward. I'm like, oh, soup. You know, you think of winter squash, you think of all these, you think, oh, squash soup.
Right.
Melons, squash, zucchini, grapes, fruit. You know, Kirby orchards out there with their apples and plums and peaches.
Right.
You know, you can't beat that. We have elders. There's so many different growers out there. Green chilies. We've got a couple different roasters going. Nice. On Saturdays and
see, I would just go
Tuesdays.
Just to smell the air, you know, as
one of the roasters
chilies.
is at ours.
Yeah.
And so I have the best seat in the house.
Nice.
I get to make my ristras and smell that green chili roasting. So you can't beat that. It's the smell of fall in New Mexico.
True.
You know, the roasters.
Very true. And so the market is scheduled to keep going through much of October, right?
Correct. So
that's good.
You'll be able to get it. And we have other markets. We've got Mondays in Kirtland.
Right.
So there's almost a market every single day except Sundays.
Okay.
So any day of the week you can go up and look, and there's a market going. So there's that fresh fruits and vegetables out there.
And that's great.
Yep. For the Farmington and Aztec, so Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday, we can do the SNAP double up bucks. So if you have your SNAP or EBT card, you come and you swipe it. Swipe it for $10, you get $20 in tokens to use at the market. So we double it up.
Right.
Get that opportunity to get even more.
So the excuse that buying fresh food is more expensive or too expensive than going to the supermarket doesn't really hold up when you have that opportunity.
Absolutely, because when you can double your money and you can go in there, and it's great.
Right.
It really is. You have that opportunity, and we have. I know Clara at the information booth has recipes.
Nice.
And so if you don't know how to cook
squash soup or whatever, right? Yeah.
You know, they have it right there. So, and you can ask, and there's a lot of people have recipes. A lot of the growers actually bring recipes for like a highlighted item that they have. So
very cool. And the official, I know, kind of end date for the market is usually around the first frost, or that depends on the frost or whenever that hits the area. Isn't that how it works?
It is. It is. And I think they actually have a date this year.
Okay.
I want to say.
Put you on the spot.
Put me on the spot. Let me pull up a calendar.
Right.
I do want to say, so I think it's the 27th
of October. I think I saw that too.
Bonnie, if you're listening, you can correct me on that.
Right.
So
I bet she will.
I bet she will. I'll get a phone call.
In a nice, polite way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the last week or so of October.
Okay. But again, if folks are paying attention, and again, you have a Facebook page, and so Farmington Growers Market, folks can check and see, and information comes out about what's going on at the market all the time.
What's going on at the market, and we've got a couple of things. They've got a harvest dinner. You know, and you can sign up if you're interested in there. So go on to their Facebook page. If you want to support the local growers market, the Harvest Dinner is a little fundraiser that they're having.
Nice.
So, and there's a bunch of events. We have live music, you know, Saturdays.
Right.
And some Tuesdays we've been getting a little windy.
Right, yeah.
The last Tuesday, this one, we got blown out a little bit.
Okay.
And not many tents were put up.
Uh-huh.
So But it's good. The breeze kind of cuts down the heat a little bit.
That's very true. Well, that is the Farmington Growers Market, and of course there are markets, as you mentioned, in Kirtland and in Aztec now.
Yep.
And folks should make themselves available of that because it's fresh fruit and vegetables, locally grown, right? It's within 100 miles. Isn't that the rule?
Correct. We have, I know Fort Lewis comes down, and it's supporting your local economy too. Support your local grower.
Right.
Know your farmer.
Exactly. That's the point.
Yeah.
And the other thing I want to ask you about is the community garden that you're involved with, too,
Yes.
in Farmington. And, of course, the idea to start more community gardens, but one is really taken off, it sounds like,
Yes,
to
we
me.
did. We were able to get one this year at the old farmhouse community garden. State Representative James Strickler donated his property and his irrigation, which
That's a big deal.
was a big deal.
Yeah, right?
It was a big deal. Without the irrigation, we could not have done it this year. And it is, our first planting was a little rough, just this is our pilot year. The second planting, it just exploded. So
Right.
if anybody wants to come by, it did great this year. So we just did a pilot to see if it was going to go, and it did. So we will be doing it again next year, getting more into the community. So the address is 908 East 20th. So just right behind PhD
Right.
Associates.
And people will be like, well, that's in the middle of town. How can that be a garden
Yes.
in an old farm? But it's amazing. It's one of those, back when, before the town grew,
Right.
that was out in the outskirts of town, and there was a lot of farmland, and this is what we're talking about.
It was
And
a huge orchard.
And there's a plot of land that's kind of been a parking lot in its previous life, and before that, the farm, but now it's back to be using as a community garden.
Right, and we have a bunch of, we're going to kind of redesign it next year. We found, definitely do's and don'ts
Right.
this year.
You
which
learned a lot?
We learned a lot, and part of the community garden is to bring together community, and we did. We got to really know a lot of people around, some people that are retired.
Sure.
So we have a lot of volunteers just coming up, showing up and helping out. And that's part of the community garden, is to build that community.
Right. Right.
And people are, I can do this in my own house too. And we have people that have gardens at their own house, but still come to our garden just because they want to be part of something.
Right.
So, and we have fresh chili roasting going on again tonight at that garden.
Okay.
So if anybody,
Wow.
if you missed out on some of the bigger stores' green chili and you can't make it to the growers market, Anthony is roasting
Tonight.
on Wednesdays and Thursdays now at the garden from 4 to 6. So
Okay. And it's
be
right there
great.
it's a little bit off of 20th. You can't really see it from 20th,
You can't really see it.
right?
We did put a sign up
Okay.
on the
You can
fence
see the
at
sign.
the farmhouse.
Okay.
So it's the big red farmhouse. There.
It's kind of painted brick at the moment, I think,
Yes.
right? But it's a red brick color.
Yes,
and
with a blue door.
And it's an old, like the oldest building on 20th Street, I would say.
Yep.
And looks like a farmhouse. And so if you go back kind of around, you would see the garden.
Yep, and like I said, we put the sign out, the old farmhouse community garden, and you can pull right into the PhD parking lot
There you go.
right there, and you'll see our garden, and come and just take a look and see if you want to be part of it next year.
Terrific.
So it'll be great.
Very good.
Yeah.
Something else you told me you were working on out of the community garden, which is a New Mexico tradition,
Right.
Ristras,
Ristras.
right?
Yes, Bonnie and I learned how to build Ristras, and we are actually having another class at Tuesday's Market.
Okay.
And so if anybody is interested.
So the
in-
class will be at the growers market, not at the
classes-
garden.
Right, at the growers market. And it's $15 to sign up, and that comes with the red chilies fresh from our garden.
Nice.
We pick them that day, and all the supplies, everything. So you get to learn how to do it and take one home with you for $15.
Nice.
And that all the money
See?
goes back into the community garden, and the produce, what we're having left is going up to Echo. So if what we can't
Perfect.
sell back into the community.
There you go.
So-
Excellent. And will you be selling just Ristras without the class? If
Yes.
for craft
For
problem people like me that probably could just go and buy one and would rather do that?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm working on one at home right now.
Gotcha.
So a little small one.
And we can get them at the growers market, not at the
Yes,
garden. Is that where
at
we
the
go to
growers
buy
market.
them?
Yep.
So
Yep.
that would be Tuesdays or Saturdays?
No, just Tuesdays.
Just
We're not there on
Tuesdays.
Saturdays. So it's full on Saturdays. We couldn't
Okay.
get in, which is okay.
A good problem to have for the
It's a good problem to
grower
have for the
market.
growers. Yes. Yes.
That's true. So Tuesdays, everybody, if you need a Ristra, that is where you can go and support the growers market and the community garden.
Correct.
By doing that. So that's great. In the minutes we have remaining this morning, Patience Williams, I want to ask you about the big talent show that's coming up. The San Juan County's Got Talent that I, again, will be emceeing. Thank you for including me, San Juan County Partnership. But now is the time for entertainment acts to get into audition, right?
Exactly. Everybody, everyone's got a talent. Some of you want to show it off. We have until October 1st is the last day to submit your applications.
That's like Monday, everybody.
It's Monday.
Yeah.
So definitely give us a call, get on our website, come down to the partnership, get those applications in. It's free to audition. There is money prizes, $300 and $500. So it's a good set you up, get you some equipment.
Right.
If you win.
Who doesn't need another $500 or
Right.
$300, right? That's the grand prize and the runner-up prize.
Right.
And it can be anything. It can
be anything. It could be flame throwing, juggling. No.
I'm not sure about the flame throwing here at the college,
Come
because
on,
it's going to
Scott.
be here at the college, and I know we have a policy about that, but okay. But it could be music or dancing or
Comedy.
Yeah,
anything.
and a solo act, an ensemble act. I mean, it really is the sky's the limit almost.
We had a dancing pair. We've had a group of drummers, dancers, bands, ukuleles,
Right.
just a little bit of everything. And, every year it just floors me, the talent we have in this
Me too.
area.
Right.
They're great shows, even just to go out and watch. If you don't want to get up on stage and strut your stuff.
Definitely come join us on the 20th of October.
Right. It's an inexpensive night out with the family, kid friendly, and the kids do sit through it. Everyone's like, oh, that's 2 hours. It's a long time. I had some family come up with us last year, and they're young ones, and they loved it.
Right.
So there's enough up there, and you keep it flowing.
Well, that's important. I was
Yes.
just going to say, there's not a lot of dull moments there. It's really moves right along because we usually have quite a few acts that are on the stage, and then we have judges who are helping to critique the acts, but the voting is really done by the audience.
Right. And our celebrity judges.
Yes, please.
Celebrity judges this year.
Tell us who they are.
Well, we have Mayor Duckett.
Nice.
Is one of our judges.
Okay.
And Under Sheriff
Ferrari.
Shane Ferrari.
Nice.
Yes. Monica Leeming.
Oh, great.
I know a lot of students out there have had her at Farmington and
Yes.
Tibbetts at the high school and the middle school.
Right.
She is an amazing talent. I just
Singer,
appreciate her so much.
musician, all great
Just
things.
what she has done throughout the schools, in her time. So,
Nice.
And then we have Tone Fetz, who
Here at San Juan College.
At San Juan College, exactly. And then Watona Bacente, who is Office of the Dene Youth in Shiprock. And she's also judged a few other, like Miss Navajo Nation, I want to say.
Okay.
And she's also a board member. So we appreciate everyone coming out, and just come out and see our celebrity judge panel. Scott,
I'll be there.
Shoes.
Yeah, sure.
Sparkly shoes.
Yep, well, of course. That's been a tradition.
Yep.
So, I've got sparkly shoes, everybody. So just for this show. So there you go. That's true. And it's on October 20th here at San Juan College in the Henderson Fine Arts Center Performance Hall. But again, this is the really last few days to get your audition in or get signed up for an audition. And there's a form online, I think, right?
There's a form online if you go to the San Juan County Partnership website. And there's flyers all over town.
Right.
At some of your restaurants, just go in. We'll have the flyer, and there's a little tear-off that has all of our email information, contact information. You can go in there and but give us a call. We're on 30th Street. Just get out there, guys. We know you want to get up on stage.
Sure. Well, exactly. Well, if you've got a band or you've got an act or you've got something you want to share, you've got to get signed up for the audition. It doesn't cost anything to audition. Nope. And then if you get onto the big stage, you have a chance to win one of those prizes, either $300 or $500.
Right. And just to get your voice, your talent, your dance, anything, get it out there, get it in the community.
That's true.
So
that's coming up. Again, October 20th is the date of the show, but the deadline for auditions to apply to get your application in is October 1st.
Now, I'm going to tell you, if something happens and you can't get it by October 1st, give us a try on October 2nd.
Okay. We might be able to
slip you in.
Okay. But really, it's next week.
Right.
Next week is when you have to find out. Because then the process of auditions comes, and then getting the lineup ready for the night of the show.
Correct.
And that's what happens after that. So lots of stuff going on.
It's very exciting. The whole month of October is a lot of fun for us down at the partnership.
Exactly.
So we get to see a lot of acts, a lot of talent.
Very true.
Yep.
Before we go, we got just a couple minutes left.
Okay.
Patience Williams talk about some of the, again, the programs that we talked about at the beginning of the show, and that is the Walk and Bike to School Day, and that's again on October
10th.
10th? Okay.
Yes.
And that's throughout Farmington schools. It's
Throughout Farmington schools, and it's national. You can go on to the National Walk and Bike to School website and go in to see what schools are walking. Pull up that link, and if your school's not on there and you want your school to be on there, you can either sign up or give me a call or an email, and I can sign you up, and we can get with your principals and librarians, PE teachers, nursing staff, and get you going. And if you miss out on this one, there's another one in May.
Okay.
So
good to know. And then the other event that we want to remind folks about is, of course, Farm to School, and that is
full month of October.
beginning on Monday, too.
Yes.
The month of October. And that whole idea is to get fresher foods into our schools, into our school lunches for kids and teachers and staff to eat.
Exactly.
Right.
You know, what's more healthy than fresh fruits and vegetables? And NM Grown Week, New Mexico Grown Week, is October 1st through 5th. And around the state, they're going to be pulling in farmers and ranchers to come to the schools,
Right.
bring some produce, and tell about farmers. And, you know, there's, I think, a little bit of a stereotype with farmers, coveralls and straw hats, and that's not what it is anymore. We've got young people coming in, farming and growing, so we'll be able to really introduce some farmers to the kids.
Very exciting. Okay,
Yes.
very good. And again, this is all part of growing that supply-demand local infrastructure. As we talk about diversifying the economy, agriculture can be one of those spokes on the wheel to diversify the economy here.
Yes, it is. It will be.
And so creating a bigger demand will help that industry grow.
Yep.
So perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Scott. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. It's always great to have you here.
Great.
Patience Williams, my guest here on KSJE from the San Juan County Partnership. Back with more in just a moment here on KSJE. We'll check out the economy right after this.